there, guys and gals. This is Barbie Figueroa with RiseMarketingAndDesign.com, and thank you so much for watching my video. Well, today's video, it's gonna kind of be more like that heart-to-heart kind of type of video that I like to do every so often, because it has to do with a subject that I struggled with a lot, and it is a question that I'm starting to get more frequently because people, they think that I've always been consistent. And so in this video, I want to share some tips on how to start getting more consistent in your business. And trust me, guys and gals, that was one of my biggest challenges that I had to overcome. And so what I want to do is I want to just give you some personal insight into what worked for me. And I don't know that it's going to work for you, but I'll share with you what actually worked for me. And hopefully it'll encourage you to find that thing inside you that will help you start being more consistent in your business too. So if you want to see some of the things that I did to help me get more consistent in my business, then keep on watching. Guys and gals, again, this is Barbie Figueroa with RiseMarketingAndDesign.com. Please take just one little moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would truly appreciate that. All right, guys and gals, so a question that I get a lot, especially now more so than ever, because I've been doing what I'm doing for almost 3 years now. I've really started to ramp up my YouTube channel in March of 2018 after I became an affiliate for an all-in-one digital marketing platform that I love. It's very aligned with my strengths, my gifts, my talents, and it's just I really enjoy what I do. And so because a lot of moving parts came together and got into alignment, I was faced with having to really get real with myself and look at all my weaknesses. As a matter of fact, the only thing I was super consistent at was being inconsistent. I was super inconsistent. I can't pinpoint exactly why I was inconsistent, but I can definitely share some of my thoughts as to why I was inconsistent before. I think part of it was that I was not aligned to something that I was passionate about. I know that there are some people that are like, that you don't have to be passionate about something. And that is true. I mean, like, for example, if you really need to bring income into your family, you may not be passionate about delivering groceries, for a third-party vendor, but it's something that you have to do. So you have to show up. You have to be consistent. Sometimes when you work from home, it's kind of like the line gets blurred. And so unless you have something that really is there to motivate you and something that gives you like some sense of purpose, it's going to be really easy to fall off track. Okay. And that's what happened to me. Like I was doing a lot of the things in, online before, March of 2018. I was doing a lot of things that really just didn't light me up. Things that I just wasn't excited about, things that I just wasn't happy about, even though I had accumulated so much, skills and knowledge throughout the years. I really didn't have anything to really apply it to, that when I got a result, I was super excited. So, for example, like before, when I would be an affiliate for different marketing opportunities, I was excited to make the money, right? I was like, oh, I would make a commission, and I was super excited to make money. But I still, like at the end of the day, I was like, it wasn't enough to keep me motivated. It wasn't enough to keep me consistent on showing up, doing my marketing and all that stuff. But then when I found something that was aligned with my strengths, gifts, and talents, that did give me like this sense of purpose, and that I did actually enjoy what I was doing, well, that was the motivation that I needed to continue to get results and to push forward. And then when I would like sign someone up or make a commission, even though the commissions were not huge, I was really excited because I was more excited about this person that I could actually help with my product, which is a service and a tool that I believe in. So that is one thing that I would highly encourage you to really soul search, and that is, are you passionate about what you're doing? Is it aligned to a purpose? Is it aligned to your strength, gift, and talent? And if not, you need to figure out what those things are. You need to figure out, what is it that drives you? one thing that was also very helpful to me was really thinking about what are the things that bother you the most. What are the things that really make you angry? That I had a mentor once tell me a long time ago that you almost have to stand next to the things that you hate in order to find the motivation to change them. What that means is, like for me as a mom, I hated the idea of being separated from my kids. I hated the idea of putting my kids in a daycare, right? And have someone else raise them. I also hated being at home finally and making money, but I was stuck on my computer all day. So I hated that there was still this separation where, as if I was working on my computer, I really couldn't, be present. So those are things that I hated. I hated that even though, I had found a way to work from home, it still felt like a job. So it's like you almost have to you have to get to that point where you have this contrast. And when you see that contrast of what that really bugs you, really, it's just like something that just kind of like eats at you, and you need to solve that problem, then you need to align with something that solves that problem and gives you purpose, right? Because by solving the problem for myself, I know that I can help other people solve that problem. Then that gives you some sort of like a sense of purpose, and then it helps you get the motivation to be more consistent because you want to help more people solve that problem. So that really definitely helps in getting consistent. So I hope that makes sense. So if you're not consistent, it's probably because you don't have the fuel that's driving you to show up and be consistent. So that fuel is a passion, a purpose, and something that really bothers the heck out of you that you want to solve. Like another example outside of what I do would be something like, maybe you've always felt like the outcast. Maybe like you've always felt like you were always like, the awkward person that nobody really gave the time of day to. And then you found this beauty product that makes you feel amazing about yourself. And you want other women to feel amazing too. And that is your driving force. That's your driving factor. Well, that's going to give you that fuel to propel you to start to be more consistent in your actions. So that's one of the things that helped me. Align your strength, your gift, and your talent with something that gives you a sense of purpose. And I would go even deeper because my career purpose leads me to my life purpose, right? And I believe my life purpose is to change my children's future. See? When you start to tear up and when whatever you're talking about starts to make you feel like you want to cry, that is because you've hit a nerve. You've touched on the thing that gives you purpose. And for me, it's how can I do something that ultimately is going to change my children's lives, right? And so my career, I can help people, but by helping people, that helps me create the income and the resources so that I can live my ultimate life purpose, which is to leave my children better off than I was, right? And so I hope that makes sense. So there's your career purpose, and then that purpose somehow it ties back to like your life purpose, right? So those are things that they were so meaningful. They're so rooted in something so important to me that it helped motivate me to be consistent. So really take inventory of your strength, your gift, your talent. What is your purpose, right? What is your life purpose, and how can your career, what you do for your career, help you realize that life purpose? Those are big deals. Those are big deals. Now we're talking about something more than just money or generating a lead or putting up a capture page. That's a surface level stuff. Ultimately, what is that going to help you accomplish? It's going to help me help more people. And when you help more people, that helps you. And when those people help you in your career, now that is going to help you help other people, which in my case is like my kids. You know what I'm saying? So that is something that definitely helped me. The second thing is just schedule a date and show up. Just show up. Like for me, I know my weakness. My weakness was inconsistency. So I was like, okay, what am I actually pretty good at? I'm pretty good at flipping up a camera and just just talking, right? So I knew that that is one of my strengths. So I focus on my strengths as far as like when marketing is concerned. And so I became super consistent with my YouTube videos in March because I had this bigger purpose that I wanted to accomplish. So if I wanted to do something completely, different and achieve a completely different result than what I had before, which is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, I needed to get consistent with my marketing. And even though I'm very inconsistent still in different areas of my marketing, like I'm terrible at posting consistently on social media, there's one thing that I know that I can do, and that is I can do a video or two every single week. I just consider it as part of my job. So you got to kind of change your mind frame around it and just say, this is part of my job. This is part of my job. So treat your business like a job until it pays you like a business. And even then, you still, if you love what you do, if it is rooted in purpose, if it's rooted in your passion and you're using your strengths, gifts, and talents, that will motivate you to start changing the way you do things, which leads me into another thing, which is you have to create the new habit. And I know that there's books out there that they tell you that, oh, you know, how do you change a habit in 21 days? And it sounds really gimmicky and it sounds really good, but look, forget all that stuff. Anything that you repeat over and over and over again will start creating a new habit. So don't get tied down to the 21 days because it might take you longer to create the habit. Rather than focus on a deadline of, oh, I gotta create this new habit in 21 days. No, forget that stuff. Just get into the habit of saying, okay, I am going to show up every Thursday. Every Thursday, I'm going to make a video. Or even better, when I first started, I didn't even put it down to a date. I was like, I have to do one video a week. Now, because I'm so inconsistent and I'm so scatterbrained, okay, I am going to make that video on one day of the week. And it doesn't matter which day of the week it is. I'm just going to have to, until I can create the habit of doing it on a certain day, I am just going to at least create the habit of doing one video at least some day of the week. So I'm doing one video a week. I'm telling you, I was really that bad. I had to do it in baby steps. So if you know that you can't show up on a Wednesday every single Wednesday, then don't put that pressure on yourself. I can only do one video a week, and it doesn't matter what day, as long as you do one video a week. Then as you start moving forward, as you start creating content, as you start to get more focused and more consistent, now you're like, okay, I have a pattern, which now I basically upload on Wednesdays and Fridays, and sometimes I upload on Tuesdays, depending on how my week is going. But I just don't, I don't beat myself about it either. Okay, so start in baby steps until you create the habit, no matter how long it takes. So it might take you 2, 3, 4 months of doing one video a week. Some days you might do it on Monday. Sometimes you might do it on Friday. Sometimes you might do it on Tuesday. It doesn't matter. Most people, they're watching so many videos all the time anyway that they're not going to remember if you uploaded on Tuesday or Thursday or Friday or Monday. It doesn't even matter. Just create the habit. Start getting into the Just get to the point where you're creating the habit until you can refine your process. All right. Another tip is, I know my enemy. I know my enemy. And a lot of people say, oh, you're your own worst enemy. That is true. But as a woman of faith, I know who my enemy is. My enemy is the evil forces in this world that are trying to keep you from rising to your potential, from rising to your purpose, and from being who God created you to be. And since I know who my enemy is, I don't want my enemy to win. And so I do my darndest and I try my hardest to make sure that that enemy doesn't have the best of me. Because if you allow that enemy to whisper in your ear and be present in your life, you will fall down. You will get off track. You will be inconsistent, because nothing makes him happier than to see you fail. So when I feel down and out and I just can't muster the motivation, I remember my enemy is happy as long as I am not in my purpose and feeling depressed or feeling whichever which way. So from a spiritual level, I know that I don't want my enemy to win. And let me tell you something. It's really interesting because, you know, after my father passed away, it was I had a really difficult time. It is like a piece of you. It's like a piece of you is gone, right? And even though I know he's in a better place, when you are a creator and when you are doing something that is creative, it can be very, very difficult to stay consistent when your heart is broken. You know what I mean? It can be really hard. And then there's a lot of things that are going on in the world right now that are super duper challenging. And myself as a creator and as someone who struggled with consistency for so long, I am like super vulnerable to these outside forces that are trying to keep you from doing what you have to do and from being in your purpose. And that's when you have to remember, and that's when I always remember who your enemy is. Okay? Because even though you know that you have God on your side, that enemy is going to do whatever they can to chip away at your progress. So put on that armor up, friends, because this is not for the weak. And sometimes you have got to push through, and you have to be consistent even when everything else in your world just feels like it's falling apart, or like you feel like, oh man, you know, I can't bring my A game. And sometimes, honestly, you just have to just humble yourself and get vulnerable and just share. And sometimes just let people know what's going on, and just be honest. Like, hey, you know, I struggle with consistency, and I'm going to do my darndest to be consistent. So I'm going to challenge myself to be consistent. And maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to just put it out there. Like, I know you struggle with this and I struggle with it. So I'm going to challenge myself, and, you know, give me grace if I fall, but I'm going to do the best that I can. You know what I mean? And just go out there and do it anyway. And so as you start to get feedback from your audience, that's going to also motivate you to stay on track and get consistent, right? So I was a little bit all over the place, but hopefully you can get some points from what I shared with you. So I'll kind of try to recap how I became consistent. And that is, you know, sometimes you have to stand next to the things that you absolutely hate. I hated struggling. I hated having to be on my computer all day and not having leverage. Those are the things that forced me to change the way my business model was, and forced me to change my marketing. Those are the things that really helped me get consistent. Another thing is to take inventory of your strengths, your gifts, and your talents, and align it with something that is, you know, aligned with your passion and your career purpose, and then your ultimate life purpose. So kind of figure what those things out. Write it down. What is your career purpose? What is the thing that you need to do to create income? And then why is it that you want to create that income? And it's usually tied to your ultimate life purpose. Some people, it's to, you know, change their kids' lives and have their kids have a better life than they did. Other people, they want to open an animal sanctuary. Other people, they want to, you know, build orphanages. Whatever you feel like your life purpose is for you, you know, how is it that your career can help you make those things happen? And then another thing is just baby steps until you create the habit. Baby steps until you create the habit. If you can't do it on a specific day, at least do one a week. And then as you start creating the habit, then you can refine it and fine tune it from there. But just get it going. You don't have to get it right. Just get it going. And then know your enemy. I know what my enemy is. And my enemy is not just me. It is those forces that try to keep you from your purpose and who God created you to be. And so once you know who your enemy is, you're like, not today, Satan. So anyway, hopefully that helped you. And if you want to leave your own comments, if you want to leave any comments, if this was helpful, if you have anything that helped you be consistent, or if you're still struggling with consistency, please let's start a conversation. I would really love to know. just don't beat yourself up. You know, don't beat yourself up, but you do have to do something. You do have to start getting on track, and so that you can, because here's the last thing you want. You don't want to die with a dream inside you. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get consistent until I was 47 years old. Until I was 47. But as long as you have breath in your lungs and you wake up every single morning, it's a new day, a new chance, a new opportunity to make a change. All right. So anyway, hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted the next time that I upload a video to my YouTube channel. So with that being said, this has been Barbie Figueroa with RiseMarketingAndDesign.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on another video. Bye.